This is Garrett Fry, the construction site sequence lead for 3D digital map painting, and we're taking a look at shot 610. So if we take a look, starts out low and then settles up high here. And in this shot, we of course have been given the direction that we need to fill it with construction materials. We have a big open space down here that needs to be filled, and then we have this little platform right here that would need to be filled as well. You also have this little shelf right here, which would also be a great place to put things. You do need to be aware and conscious that if you are putting things up here in the top of frame, that they need to be quite subtle so that it doesn't take away from the point of the shot. The point of the shot is, is this landscape right here in this construction site area. So if you're putting things up here that's drawing your eye away, then people's eyes are kind of going down into this area and not up to where they should be looking. When you are putting them in, there's two different layers of perspective, I guess you could say. So there's the perspective of things that are up here, that are up close, and then you have this area down here and its perspective. So when you're working with this area down here, fortunately, the construction crew has provided a grid for you, which kind of helps out with your perspective. So you can look for visual cues on set and the objects that are already down there to figure out the correct perspective, which is really great. You want to be mindful of the shadows. Like the shadows are coming, the light is coming from this way. And so there's not really big, long shadow shapes for some objects. And so that just means that you need to put extra care into making sure your shadows are correct. So it makes sure that all of those objects are kind of sitting into the shot. So if you don't put them in there, then they look like they're floating. But because they're so subtle and we don't see them quite as well from this angle, you just need to make sure that you're finessing those in a way that makes them look really nice, and so they kind of sit into the shot. Before you jump into your shot, it's a good idea to review the library of construction site materials. Do a bunch of quick matte painting tests by dragging photos into your shot and doing quick integrations. You will soon be able to discern the appropriate reference you should use for your shot.